Wranglers. My name is James Sanders, and I am the CEO of Team Fish Fighters. You see that little red button down there? It says subscribe. Hit that subscribe button plus the bell button, and you automatically be notified with our great carp adventures. Thanks for watching.
James Sanders here, and I'm from Team Fish Fighters. Welcome to Carp Talk. Tommy Pearson's off today, but today's special guest is no stranger to Team Fish Fighters. He's been, I believe, on our team for about a good 3 years now, if I'm not mistaken. No? Four? Okay, four-ish. Welcome to the team. Welcome to Carp Talk. Brian Hauser, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, brother. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. So, yeah, you have been on the team for about 4 years. Seems longer than that, really.
It could be. I can't remember when it was I got on.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while.
Yeah, you do a lot for a team. It's kind of like hard to pinpoint when and where exactly, you know. I mean, heck, you've been, you definitely have a good, strong Pay Lake background. When I asked you to be on the team, you know, you pretty much was gracious to jump on and show us, you know, and people out there on YouTube, the carp tips and tricks and secrets, and you've done a lot of successful videos too. I think one of our top Team Fish Fire YouTube videos, I believe it's rice, the ketchup without rice, and and the kicks. The kicks,
yeah.
Definitely did a good job with kicks. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Brian.
Oh man, well, I mean, I grew up fishing. It's been in my family. My grandparents owned a bait shop in Richmond, Indiana for 50 years, maybe a little bit longer. My granddad, he fished carp and catfish and, you know, panfish and stuff like that, so I've been doing it quite a while. So that's kind of where I got the love for fishing, was through my grandparents. My dad would take me every once in a great while. He wasn't the avid fisherman as my grandparents were, so
yeah.
You know, I've learned a lot from them. So then when I moved back to Indiana from Arizona, my buddy Chris, he got me into the whole pay-laking scene and stuff like that, showed me how to make oats, and
Chris
that was
who?
the very first thing. Huh?
Chris who?
Hollingsworth.
Okay, gotcha.
So he showed me how to make oats, and then, you know, met a lot of good people throughout the years that, you know, some took me under their wing and showed me some things here and there, and kind of put my own spin on it after I could get it down, like chow or rice.
Yeah.
So, all my friends out in Arizona, they either did bass fishing or catfishing, so that's what I did out there, which, you know, I still love to do. But man, there's nothing like a carp run.
Isn't it?
I love it. Yeah.
Man, I love it too. I mean, that's kind of like how I was started. Of course, pan fishing, and then it was into bass, and then I got into catfishing. But then when I first caught my first carp, like you did, I was like, wow, it's like a totally different new ball game. I mean, it's more mind strategy, where with a catfish, it's just, okay, it's just a piece of meat, you know what I mean, and boom, you got it. But with carp, it's like it's a totally different ball game, because there's more mind thinking, more strategy. Because carp, to me, is that they're really sensitive creatures, and they're curious on a lot of things, but they also are they get spooky easily too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
when we would fish for them as a kid, we would use yellow ball, and it was called Lucky 7.
Lucky 7.
My grandfather sold it in the bake shop.
Okay. Nice.
They had a strawberry, cheese, and a garlic, if I'm
Now,
not mistaken. We took strawberry out, and we caught them there.
Now
on
that
that.
Lucky 7, that's a store-bought type bait, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Jim from
Yeah.
Westside Bait used to sell that all the time.
Yep, clear package with blue writing on the outside.
Yep, good stuff.
When I really got back into it, I went with my buddy Chris down by his house. He's down by the Whitewater River there in Richmond.
Okay, nice.
And, there used to be a dam right there. Well, back in the 50s or 60s, that dam gave way to a flood. But there's still some deep holes in there. And when it rains real bad, it floods, and a lot of carp get stuck down in there. So I was happy to be here on vacation, visiting family and some friends. And we went down, and I put 3 pieces of corn on a hook, and I just threw it in the middle, just let it sit. And I caught my first 20-pound wild water carp doing that.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some questions. Oh, not too long ago, congratulations, you had your first grandchild that came.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Her?
His name's Logan.
Oh, Logan?
Yeah, that's my buddy. Yeah, he was born August 15th.
Oh, okay, wow. Yeah.
And I went out there. They live in Arizona, so I went out there towards the end of August. It was like August 28th or whatever. And the day after I got there, we went fishing.
Oh, there you go.
So he got his first channel catfish at 2 weeks old.
Wow, that's for.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool, man. That's pretty cool. I like that. So, and he, like you say, he lives in Arizona. You video chat him a lot, of course. I hope.
Oh yeah, a couple times a week we video chat.
Okay. And
he's learning how to sit up on his own a little bit now. So I hate that they're so far away, but thanking him for FaceTime, so I can
definitely
be a part of everything he's got going on.
So, all right. Well, I got some questions for you, and this is the kind of questions we tell all of our carp anglers, but of course, all the answers are always different because it's a different perspective. But before I go to one of these questions, what was your? You said your grandparents owned a bait shop.
Yeah.
That was in Arizona?
No, that was in Richmond, Indiana.
Okay, Richmond, Indiana. What was the name of that bait shop?
Whitey's Bait Shop.
Whitey's Bait Shop. Wow.
Yep.
You showed me a picture of you catching there. You was 13 years old, and you had caught your first carp barehanded.
Yeah, we caught it barehanded. Me and my 2 cousins would always run the creek behind the bait shop, and it was, I don't know, I remember there was a big rain during that week, and we went out over the weekend. I went over to visit. By then the water had calmed down, so we were just walking the creek, doing what kids do in little redneck towns.
Oh, yeah.
And we came across a sucker fish and a carp and stuck in this pool. Okay. It was real shallow on both sides, but deep where they were at. So we actually caught this carp, chased him up where the kind of the shallow part was, and we caught him, by hand, and we took him back and showed Grandpa, which he was really proud of us for being able to catch a fish barehanded like that. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I think we named it Betsy.
Betsy, gotcha.
Yeah, we put it back in the river. After we showed Grandpa, so it was a good. I think it took us a good couple hours. It was pretty awesome.
I mean, that
great memory to have with my cousins and whatnot.
Yeah. Now you're the one in the middle of that photo, right?
I'm on the far right.
Okay.
Tallest one.
Yeah. Shorts were pretty short back then, weren't they?
Hey, now. It's funny because I have my baseball cleats on, and I used to wear those in the creek because they had big rubber spikes on the bottom of it.
Right.
So I used to wear them in the creek to get traction.
Okay. And that carp, of course, you were holding, it looks like it maybe go close, pushing 10, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. I was thinking that you probably was trying to catch that thing probably sometime during the springtime when they were spawning, but you know, your story is totally different from what I thought. So, okay. You know, it's like, because when you say, I caught this carp barehanded, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Right when in spawning seasons, of course, you know, they're all up and down the whole bank area. And,
Yeah.
but you caught it in a little hole.
In
And that's
a
pretty,
little creek.
yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. I tell you, those little river fish, carp, I mean, they're strong. It's not like a sometimes like a lake carp. Because
We used to go down
yeah,
and catch crawdads and chuds.
yeah,
Yeah, and sit in front of the bait shop on Friday nights and Saturday nights and sell them to all the guys that would go like catfishing there at the reservoir. So
king.
that will let us make some money doing that to pay for all the sodas and the chips that he used to give us out at the bait shop.
Oh yeah, that sure beat me when I was a kid, teenager.
Yeah.
I had a paper out and I hated that paper out, but I made my money.
I mean, to this day, I still go down there. I'll go down there and walk the creek in the summer times.
Now that bait shop's not there no more, is it?
No, it actually, when my grandparents passed away, there was a fire at the bait shop.
Oh, no kidding.
Not long after that, and the structure is still there.
Yeah.
Whoever bought it, you know, fixed it up and whatnot. But it's still cool to go down there and walk that creek.
Yeah.
Actually, I proposed to my wife on that creek.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. That I remember a long time ago you was talking about how you said you wanted to own a bait shop, just like your grandparents did a while back.
Yeah.
You know, but then
Yep.
you didn't quite buy a building or anything, but you got like the next best thing, so you started your own little business too. Big Hawg Baits.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I started that about 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years, and that's still going pretty good for you and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I got busy enough to where I had a buddy of mine approach me, John Spieler.
Okay.
Everyone pretty much knows him as Dalton.
Yeah.
And I took him on as a partner to kind of help me out because I was getting into quite a few bait shops down in North Carolina. I was in the bait shops here in Indiana, so
Nice.
you know, I took him on as a partner so he can help me fill orders and whatnot. So
Gets tough, don't it? Sometimes it gets kind of tough to stay ahead of the game in the orders and
Absolutely.
man, and the ones they need, and then, yeah, some of the questions a couple of good questions, and that's good stuff. And I've seen your product, and I love your product too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, all right, let's get my glasses on here, and I'll tell you some couple things here real quick. So, of course, you're from Richmond, Indiana, and then you own a Big Hawg Baits. You might have said it, but I'm not quite sure. So, when did your passion for carp fishing start?
I mean, I always just loved to go fishing when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'd catch anything. You know, it didn't matter if it was carp, catfish, crappie, bluegill, chubs.
Say, how old were you?
I mean, I remember being with my grandparents in the stroller out catching bluegill with a cane pole.
Nice.
But my actual, you know, adult years where I actually just mainly targeted carp was about 10 years ago now. You know, doing it since I've been back, you know, to Indiana from Arizona,
Yeah.
which has been 6 years.
Uh-huh.
But when I would come in to visit, we would always, you know, take a day and go out and do some carp fishing. So
Nice. Nice. That, okay. So your next question. Originally, Tommy helps me out here a lot. We kind of go back and forth with questions, and I feel a little, not say lost, it's like, dang, Tommy. But he wasn't quite feeling good today, and he asked me if I could do it by myself, and that's fine. So, what in your mind, or in your thinking, what do you think makes a good carp angler?
Patience.
Patience. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, patience 100%. I mean, you can have the best bait in the world, you can have all the secrets in the world,
Yeah.
but if you don't have fish in front of you, when
Yeah.
you get there, you're not going to catch anything.
Right.
You just got to stick with what you know that works, and stick it out through the slow time of the day for the bite to the busiest
Right.
time of the day of the bite. So definitely having patience to let that bait sit there long enough for them to get drawn in, and once you get them drawn in, it's a free for all.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, I mean, of course, you do both. Mainly, I know you do a lot of pay legging more than you do wild carping.
Yeah, that's going to change this season though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we since we had really nice weather last year around Christmas time, I spent about a week out wild water fishing with my buddy Chris, and we caught a ton of fish.
Yeah.
Caught a lot of catfish, caught a lot of carp. And I really enjoyed being out there, just in the wild, just kind of hanging out. So
That was.
I definitely want to get involved more in the wild water side than what I normally do.
Now, I talked to Chris. No, I haven't talked to Chris. I think you have talked to me about Chris before.
Mm-hmm.
Does he carp fish a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes out with me a lot, but he also goes out by himself a lot also.
Wild carping or pay legging?
He does both. He does,
Okay.
if I'm going to go to, say Elkhorn, he'll go up to Elkhorn with me and we'll do a 12-hour pass, or sometimes even 24. If not, we'll go to Springwood or Reservoir and just sit and just kind of chill out and have a good time.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, I know here what was it? That was just within our team, Team Fish Fighters. We got our little yearly contest going on all the time, and I think was it you? Okay, it's 22. Was it you won the 20? Was it the 2020?
I won the Pele one for 27 13-pound common.
Yeah, and for the biggest carp.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was on the pay leg side.
That was the first year I was on the team.
Oh, that seems hard to believe, man. I mean, like he was on his team. I feel like because we're going on. I think what I want to say we're going. It's about. I feel like 7 years now. Wait, just the team itself has been established.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you guess about 3.5 years ago, you joined our team. Again, a lot of videos that you started with, just within the team. I mean, you did a lot of great response with our team. If I remember right, you did one on the Palic rig. You did.
Palic rig, I did the chow video, did the rice video.
Yeah.
Did an oats video.
Yep. And,
I don't think I've not done a millet video, but
no.
I can do that.
Yeah. And you got
this year, possibly.
And you definitely got some good interview skills.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. You talk really good. You got that calm voice sometimes. And I know with me, she's my mind's like a whirlwind. I'm like, I'm passionate with the whole video thing. I love it to death. I love not just talking nothing about carp fishing all the time, but once in a while I'll get all tongue tied. One guy made a comment, said, "Man, you sound like Biden." I'm like, oh yeah, it's on. But anyway, what else do we got here? That's another good question. So what is your personal best on a common and a mirror?
Personal best common is the 2713. My personal best mirror was 2415. I caught that at Lake Legends in Ohio. My buddy Tommy on that lake, and I went out there and fished one day used to use the Israeli carp for bait out there.
Oh, wow.
And the one that I caught, you could actually still see the scar in the back of it to where someone had hooked it for bait.
No kidding. Is that that big one, that mirror one, like?
What's that?
Was that that mirror? That?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the prettiest mirror I've ever caught.
Okay, yeah, I see that. That's a, how big was that thing?
24-15.
24-15. That is it's a very beautiful mirror.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. And of course, that Lake Legends, it's closed down now, right? Or did your buddy Tommy, he sold it, right?
Tommy sold it. He bought a lake in North Carolina, the old Whitmarsh Lake. It's called, I think it's called WC Legends now.
Okay.
But yeah, that Legends is still operational.
Okay, it's still there.
Came in and bought it. Yeah.
Now, is that that's just a catfish lake now, isn't it?
I mean, they still have the carp in there. I'm not sure exactly what all they're doing with it.
Okay. And that's over in Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, what's the next question we could go for? Oh, you just told me about your mirror. You never tell me about your common.
2713 common.
2713?
The one I won a trophy with.
Oh, that's it. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, where'd you catch that one at?
Elkhorn.
Elkhorn. Elkhorn's, I've never been it, but you always talk very highly about that lake all the time.
Oh yeah. It's
laid back, very laid back. You know,
Yeah.
it don't get as much trafficking like a lot of these lakes here in Indianapolis area.
Right.
You know. So.
It does get busy, kind of. You know, especially in the beginning
Right.
of the season. It'll get packed. Yeah, that was her Labor Day tournament. I caught that, so I ended up winning the trophy and also winning the tournament with that same fish. And she runs the tournament a week long, so it was pretty awesome for me to have that fish hold up for a few days.
Yeah.
To be able to win that.
Yep. And so we got some. Go for the next question here. What do you prefer the most? Lakes, rivers, ponds, or canals?
I would say probably lakes.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of experience fishing the rivers or
Right.
canals, so my comfort zone is definitely a lake.
Okay. Yeah. All right, and so I mean, I guess this question here is probably mainly for wild carping. I know you do a lot more of pay laking than you do wild carping, but I guess I'm going to change some of the wordings on this, how to be. So how, towards like the pay lake way. So this is how the term would be for wild carp. How do you scout out for new swims, which is areas where the lakes or ponds will be at when you're looking for a big carp? So when you go to a pay lake, do you just do by word of mouth? Do you do what hits areas, or do you go? Let's say you go to a lake, a pay lake you haven't even met yet, or you've been to yet. What's the first thing you basically look for? Hoping you'll find that one carp in that one special little hole area, or are you looking for the aerators? Are you looking for the certain corners of the pay lake ponds? I guess what I'm saying. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, I got you. If I'm going to a pay lake I've never been to, I usually hit up some friends that I know that have been there. Say, hey, where's some good spots on the lake to go to, depending on the time of the year, whether I want to fish shallow or deep.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to find out, where those areas might be. And a lot of times I just go to where I feel like I just want to go.
Right. What's close to you?
I've got a lot of different spots that I've caught a lot of good fish in at different lakes, Hubbard's, Elkhorn, Highway. And I know if I go to the spot, might still be there.
Yeah.
It may take, a good part of the day to get them drawn in, but at least I know they're kind of in that area. And then you take a chance on not catching any fish. That does happen, but that's kind of what I stick with. I know that I've caught fish here, so I'm going to sit right here and try to catch fish.
Now, I know long time, you know how our team was always established within Team Fish Fires. When I first started Team Fish Fires, I was always trained to wild carpers, picked on, looked down on the pay lakers, and there was always pay lakers and the wild carpers. They always had that conflict with each other all the time. And when I started Team Fish Fighters, I always wanted to bring that bridge together and somehow get the communication going between both sides to get along better or whatever, and just learn off each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
And of course, I know you, since you've been started with the whole team. You was always there with a good carp care. You love doing carp care. I see when you're I was proud to call you my teammate because you always had your carp cradle right there, for your take the hook out off the carp, and so he's not beating himself up on the rocks or sand, gravel, whatever. But I guess my question is, what was your again, I know you're all about carp care. What makes you want? You like doing more pay laking? Is it the money, or just sitting back and enjoy the just fishing and all that kind of stuff? Money's nice. There's a lot of good money in carp fishing, especially at pay lakes. It's kind of like what they call hillbilly casinos.
Right. The money part is exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Because you don't know, you get a carp run, you could have a $2,000 fish on the end of the line. That makes it exciting, almost like scratching a lottery ticket or pulling on the slot machine. You just don't know what you're going to get until it's there.
Right.
But it's fun either way. Whether I go out and catch 5 20s in a day, or I catch 25 10-pounders in a day.
Right.
The end result is I'm catching fish, and that's
and of course you get a lot more. There's more carp, of course, in pay lakes than there is in wild carp areas, because they're more in, I say it's scrunched up all together, but it's a little bit more.
It's concentrated.
Yeah. And a lot. And what I'm trying to make it. What I see too, especially with wild carpers, you hear a lot of wild carpers says, "Oh, it's easy. It's like fishing in a little fishing pond." Not really. Really, it really isn't. When you go to a pay lake, there's a little bit more different type of skills than you are used to than wild carp fishing, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. There's different technique. There's different. I bait up more frequently in a pay lake setting versus on the wild side. But
right.
When I go wild water fishing, I use my pay lake techniques in the wild.
Yeah.
I catch fish that way. I don't use any method feeders. I use still 1 ounce no roll.
Yeah.
I may use when I go wild water, I will use some hair rigs. I typically don't use those in the pay lake, but I have, and I've caught fish.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just don't like the fumble with putting more bait on the hair and then using the bait stopper, because sometimes they're so small and my hands get tired. I don't want to try to feed it through the loop and whatnot. So I'm just like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
What's that?
I know exactly what you're talking about. A lot of times that I see, and even the higher, the big time tournaments, like the Carp Club Classics. way up in the New York area, which, sadly, I'm not here. I heard they're not going to do no more. But a lot of pay lakers, seems like to me, always comes out, most of the time, they come out on top or pretty damn close, winning the tournament. And from a lot of times I see too, pay lakers, they they really stick with their 2 ounce, number 2 hooks, couple, maybe a couple, pieces of corn on it, and still use a method feeder, what I mean? I know if you take a hair rig to a pay lake, it don't work as fast, regular as a regular hook would, number 2 hook. What size hook do you use?
I use number 4 hooks.
Number 4? Gotcha.
Mainly. They're light wire number 4s. I use those mainly.
Right.
Now, if I'm going to go to a pay lake and I'm going to corn fish,
right,
I'll use a 1/0 or a 2/0 with a big D.
Right. Okay.
I have a lot of success doing that, especially in places like Elkhorn, where a lot of people throw corn.
Yeah.
That's all I have on the hook is just that bead, because they're down there picking things up, the corn, and they're going to pick up that bead. It might be a plastic bead, it might be a wood bead.
Okay.
But I've caught fish, on hair rigs at pay lakes. I mean, I've actually done really well doing it on, some days here and there.
Right.
But it's not something that I gravitate to.
Is that when you use your hair rig at a pay lake, are you still using that number? Say, what size hook are you using on that? A 6 or a 1?
I'll use a 6.
6.
Usually.
Gotcha.
I've got some pre-made hair rigs that I bought. They're Fox pre-mades. I think they're 6s.
Yeah, they're good stuff.
And I'll use usually a piece of real corn and a piece of floating corn, possibly. I don't use any boilies on the pay lake side. We used boilies out in the wild when we went back in December.
Yeah.
Cherry corn I used while I was out there. I was testing a few things that we may want to kind of branch out with Big Hawg Baits, doing some pre-made corn.
Oh, nice. You're getting into corn now. Flavored corn?
Yeah, we're thinking about it. Finding the right packaging has been difficult.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about, of course, I'm from Bottom Feeder Baits. Picking out corn is the most time consuming. I gotta boil up my corn, okay, my maize. And I have a big old pot, got it out on the table, and it's good if you have another person right there with you. But when you're by yourself, you gotta go through each piece of kernel of corn, and pick out all the bad pieces and just look for all the, almost like the perfect corns at all. And then once you got that, then you do what you want to do with it. Your flavor and other stuff to it, and to preserve it and all that. But sometimes I want to raise the prices on my corn just because it's so time consuming. But sorry to interrupt you on that.
No, you're fine. Fine.
So,
but back to what you were asking about I feel like, especially after being out there for like a week in December,
yeah,
there is a lot more gratification in catching a fish in the wild.
Well, there is. There really is.
It was a totally different feeling catching a fish out of a huge lake versus smaller ponds.
Right.
Because you felt like you accomplished something. You use a different bait.
Yeah.
Because in the pay lakes here, everybody always uses chow for the most part.
Right.
And that gets kind of old, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I know you're not a chow fan at all. So.
Yeah. I don't like spending $120 for a 50-pound bag of chow.
Yeah. Because sometimes that gets a little bit ridiculous, but
yeah.
Now I hear, especially in the pay lake world, the people always says, "Hey, I bet you everybody, if they stop buying chow, if all the lakes just automatically just stops on chow, wait for a while and to watch the prices go come down. You know, now if that's true, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that would work if it did, or?
I think it could drive it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But then when it comes back,
Right.
you know, people are going to buy it up
Right.
at a cheaper price, and they're just going to raise the prices back up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the challenge, I mean, that's just not made just for pay lakes only. I mean, they use chow for other fishing stuff, you know, for people who's actually raising catfish, channel cats and all that stuff, I'm sure, for fish food and,
Yeah.
you know, just pay their, you know, just feed their fish. But, you know, well, they're going to pay for it no matter what, I guess. But, oh man, I had some more questions, especially on the wild carp stuff. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Once you catch a carp, and I've seen that a lot too. I've seen a lot of pay lakers that haven't really been out fishing in the wild out there at all. But once they get away from their environment, what they're used to all the time, like, you know, pay laking, and then they go check out, you know, do some wild carp fishing, and like, hey, this is pretty satisfying, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Nick Swayze, you know, he's a pay laker, and he's a pay lake by heart. I'm just kind of seeing him go away a little bit into the wild carp. Gilbert Hugsley, everybody,
Oh, yeah.
he started out as pay laking, you know, and it was all about the gambling fish and all that stuff, and that's all you hear about him.
And I think a lot of it too for me is that, you know, I'm older,
Yeah,
so I don't like dealing with a lot of drama.
yeah,
And when there comes money, there comes drama. So,
yeah. You're right. You're right.
you know, it's still fun to fish the weekend tournaments. You know, the Midwest Carp tournaments. It's still great to fish those.
Yeah,
You know, or a little porch pot at it, you know, at a pay lake or whatnot. But if I can go to the wild, I don't have to worry about trying to get a good draw. I don't have to worry about what spot I want to pick. I don't have to worry about people throwing on top of you
yeah,
or anything. You can go to the wild. You can set up shop. You can sit there, and you don't have
couple
don't
of
have to worry
beers and
about
just
it.
chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pay lake style fishing can be stressful.
Yeah, a lot of
But
competition. Yeah,
I do, and that's another part of it. I like being competitive.
yeah. So, oh, and of course, carp anglers, you guys didn't know about this. Of course, we had Brian on our team for a good 3.5 years now, and he's also around when it gets closer to October. We do not see this guy at all. I mean, he won't. He's over there in Ohio, right?
Yeah, Lewisburg, Ohio.
And what he does is he basically he fishes for not you don't fish. Sorry, he does a haunted house for a cave, right? Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lewisburg Mountain Caves.
Yeah. Well, and so and he's basically what would you call yourself, a demon or a devil or something like that?
I'm the devil. I have a show there.
Yeah.
It's one of the main attractions for the cave. I've been doing that since I've been back now. 6 years. I got into it with a buddy of mine. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And you got it's all to do. A lot of it's got to do with pyro techniques, you know. And you you actually got a license for that. That's kind of cool.
I do. I play with some fire and have some fire effects and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I get to be a devil. I get to pick on people for 6+ hours and get paid for it. It's I hate when fishing season's over.
Yeah.
But I like it because I know when fishing season's over, cave season starts.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
You
I'll
know,
put a picture up and show you. Send me a picture of
it's
that.
about-
I'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, it's about 14 nights. It can be long nights, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great little thing to do, and I don't know if I enjoy that more or fishing more, but they're right up there with each other.
just scaring somebody. That's because I do a little haunted house here and there once in a while. And
Yeah.
I actually sometimes see grown men cry, so it's kind of like.
We've got women in labor down there, and we've scared people so bad, like grown men that end up on the ground in the fetal position. And it's and like, you know, you don't break character, but you kind of have to turn and walk away because you're laughing so hard.
All right, let's get back to carp fishing. Okay. Okay. Do you flavor your bait? And if so, what is your go-to flavor?
Yeah,
Or is that a secret?
I flavor my bait 99% of the time. If I'm throwing like chow,
Yeah.
if I'm in the pay lake, that's, you know, especially early in the season, we're throwing chow. It'll be a great flavor. It might be 4 or 5 different grapes, but it'll definitely be great. Now, in the wild, when I was fishing, we were using, I was using oats in December with a panko mix.
Okay.
So it was like a tube of oats and a tube of old-fashioned oats and a tube of just regular panko plain with a banana flavor.
Nice.
But, you know, some of my favorite flavors, Hulk from One On, I think it's a banana base. I smell banana in it.
Okay.
Which is weird because I have banana is one of those flavors that is like my kryptonite. I do not catch fish on banana typically, but the last couple years I've been doing really good on it. I like strawberry, cherry, especially in oats. Wicked makes a really, it's probably one of the best cherries I've smelled. It's a super cherry.
Nice, nice.
I use that oats a lot when I'm out fishing, pay lake wise, in the middle of summer. Yeah, grape, cherry, banana, strawberry. Sometimes I like to go through flavors and buy the one-offs. Because you just never know. You know, find the weird name flavors. I'm like, this might work. It's something that people aren't buying, you know, that still work. There was one that I bought from R&W several years ago when I first started called Wake Up Wayne. And, yeah, and it was one of them weird days to where nobody was really catching fish.
Yeah.
So I actually pulled that flavor out and made some pickups with it, and I probably caught 15, 20 fish in 2 hours.
Dang.
So I went and bought 3 or 4 bottles of it, and, you know, I went through it all.
Nice. All right, good stuff. All right, I got another question for you. So, very good. Now you just talked about how you put flavor in your bait a lot. Do you put more flavor into your bait, or do you put more flavor into your pickups?
I definitely use more flavor in bait.
Gotcha.
Pickup wise, I put enough on there for it to be soft so it goes on the hook.
Okay.
You know, easier. But I definitely use a lot more flavor on bait than I do my pickup. Sometimes I just, you know, if it's a weird hot day and the fish aren't biting, I just won't make pickups. I'll just put a kick or a puff on my hook and just start dipping it in flavors until I find something that is catching fish.
Now, what do you prefer the most with pickups? Puffs, kicks, or corn, sweet corn?
Kicks.
Kicks.
That's my preference now. I will sometimes put like 1 or 2 pieces of corn on with the kick.
Yeah.
You know, I've done that. I've done it with puffs. You know, dip it all in flavor and throw it. Because after, you know, when it's real hot, you know, the bite's slow. You need to be able to have that your bait sit for quite a while.
Right.
And I know if I've got some corn on there,
Now, how long does a kick stay on a hook? You think?
I've had them on for an hour. It just kind of depends on, how they're made. If they're hot, flavored hot,
yeah,
they're coated, they tend to stay on longer because of the coating. Okay. Versus it just being like a grape and they're being kind of spongy. Sometimes they may float off. A lot of times they just come off when you reel them in to rebait.
Of course, yeah.
But they tend to stay on quite a while.
Yeah. Okay. Now, okay, here's a good one. What would you say is your favorite memory or a special moment in carp fishing?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Where do you choose some, right?
My absolute all-time favorite was going out and catching that carp barehanded with my cousins. That is absolutely 100% my favorite memory. Not having a rod and reel or anything like that, just running around, falling in the creek and chasing after it was a great time. Nice. As far as actually, going out using a rod and reel and catching fish, anytime you catch a PB is a great memory. That 2713 was my PB. I won a tournament with it. I won a trophy with it. I had a great time catching it. But I also caught a 60-pound blue cat out of Hubbard's. That's my PB.
Oh, wow.
And I caught that carp fishing also, so that was awesome.
Yeah.
It just really we tend to go out in a group, 3 or 4 of us mainly.
Yeah.
And we'll take, a barbecue grill if we're going to stay for 24 hours or even a weekend. And we'll cook good food and sit, talk and make fun of each other and whatnot, pick on each other while we're sleeping. I mean, just making some type of memory while you're out.
That's what we need to do. Once we start getting our video shoots together, I know, of course, we're going to have our meeting coming up here soon. Talk about our upcoming video shoots, where we're going to be at. We need to do like a good 24-hour, get some food going on. Like you say, just cut up, make fun of people.
I'll tell you, I'm the absolute worst to take overnight because I'm in bed by 10 o'clock when I'm at the latest.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I cannot stay up. And my friends always pick on me because they're like, "Oh, why you're staying 24 hours? You're going to sleep 8 of it." I'm like, 100% honest with you. Sleeping at the lake is probably some of the best sleep I've ever gotten. It really is.
I mean, there's some times where I'll start getting tired, and once my body starts breaking down, and I know from the years we've been, I knew you so far. I mean, you can't stand cold. Your body starts breaking down when it starts getting cold out. I mean, me and a couple of teammates were like looking at you, and you look like you're ready for the Arctic winter one time, and like, what in the world?
I have really, really bad arthritis.
Oh, do you? I did not know that.
So when I get cold, my knees hurt so bad, it's not fun, and I can't pack bait because my hands get tight. I can't blame you on that. So. If it's 40, I got my overalls on with my big winter coat. I don't take a chance.
All right. Who do you look up to? Okay. I think I know the answer to this, but go ahead. Who do you look up as a mentor for advice on carp fishing?
I want to hear who you thought it was.
I was going to say your grandpa, but your papa you did say your papa passed away.
Yeah, he's been gone. He died when I was in my senior year of high school, which was almost 30 years ago.
Yeah. So.
Right now, I don't really have one person that I look to for advice. I have a group of friends that we talk. My Big Hawg, I have the Big Hawg Baits team.
Okay.
There's, I think, 7 of us, and we'll get on the Facebook board and chat. We'll talk about, baits and different flavors throughout the year and different, techniques and whatnot. So I wouldn't say that I have like one person that I can go to now.
Right.
To talk. I have a group of people that we will talk about things because we enjoy, talking about it.
Nice. Nice.
I talk to Steve Satterfield a lot. I grew up with him. We went to high school together.
Man, it's a shame he ain't coming.
Yeah.
He can't get a booth there at the chili meat because
Well, the price of steel is so ridiculous right now. He would have to charge so much per stand. It wouldn't be worth it.
Right.
But
he does some great work.
we talk about a lot of things. I have some friends out in North Carolina that I'll call and chat with. About different things. So I just have a group of people, a great list of people that I can just go to and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or have you tried this? What do you think? And they'll say you're wasting your time. Hey, I never thought it like that. Let's try it. That type of thing.
Okay. Next question. Okay. What kind of advice can you give on chumming your swim to bring a carp in? Now, I'd like that's a tough one in a way for you to say that, because you do.
See, for me, I wouldn't over chum.
Yeah.
Because I'd be afraid that they would fill up on the chum and not want to mess with your bait, but then I could be wrong also.
Right.
I would just do it, the day before, a couple days before, and just moderately throw, some chum in the water and then come back. And then, if you don't happen to catch fish that day, if you got time, you can come back the next day. It does take a while to find it. That happened to us when we were fishing in December. We chummed our spot, and we fished a spot. We didn't throw extra chum in. We just fished.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do very good on Monday, but we killed them on Wednesday.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So, I would say, my advice would be not to over chum your swim. That way they are not full on your chum.
Okay. One of your favorite. What is a lake that you would like to go fish at that you haven't fished at yet? That's like one of your dreams. Del Hollow?
Yeah,
Dude,
100% Del Hollow.
you'll love it there, man. You would just had a great time.
Yeah, I would love to take a week and go to Del Hollow.
Yeah, you could go anytime. Anytime.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Get time away from work.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes.
Things going on here with the family and things like that. So,
There's so.
of course, now with the grandbaby, anytime I have, if I have a week off or something, I'm gonna want to go see him and sit fishing.
How far is Arizona from? What is it? 8?
It's a 3-hour plane ride versus a 27-hour drive.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot, man. All right, here's another question for you. What is one of your favorite swims? Okay, sorry. What is one of your dream lakes you would like to fish at? Okay. What is your favorite lake you like to fish at then?
It's Elkhorn.
Okay.
That's where I go.
You talk about that a lot.
I fished there when I first got back to town. I was there
Right.
4 or 5 times a week. I've always considered that my home lake. I live real close to Highway Springs now, so I fish that, quite a bit. I kind of alternate. I'll go to Elkhorn one day and then Highway the next or whatnot, but
Yeah.
I really enjoyed fishing Creekside. I went down there twice last year.
Yeah, I heard good things about that.
Yeah,
That's Joe Let's Lake, right?
So was,
Yeah.
yeah.
We did a podcast with him. Very
Yeah,
awesome guy. I like what he does with the carp community.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was down there, I fished poppies too. That was a great lake. I won quite a bit of money there. We fished bowlings. I won quite a bit of money there. Wards. I mean, you can't say enough great things about Wards. I mean, the first time there, I probably caught 50 fish in 6 hours.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's a lot of great lakes out there.
Yeah.
Ponds.
So, now you do with your the Big Hawg Baits. Now you guys just do all kinds of kicks only.
We do kicks right now only. We are now one of the guys on my team, also the same guy that got me into the Pay Lake, Chris. We have big bait alarms now.
Oh,
he makes those. We have another guy, my partner John. He's making hooks. So when we go to the chili meet, we'll have some obviously pickups, but we're also going to have alarms, hooks, possibly some pre-made baits. As far as dry, like some oats, bean middle, and things like that.
Okay, good.
Just want to be able to give people there a different variety of things instead of just pickups.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But the alarms they're pretty cool. They're bright. They're loud. And the great thing about them is that they're not $45 or $50.
Really?
They're $20 each.
Oh, there you go.
So they're made for the, not everything in fishing has to cost hundreds of dollars.
We don't.
You know what I mean?
So what does a bag of your kicks, flavor kicks, run about?
We charge $5 plus shipping.
Okay.
I tend to, if people buy, quite a bit of, 10 bags or so, I usually throw shipping in for them for free.
There you go.
That type deal. So yeah, it's a 5 by 1 by 4.7 size bag is what we use. So it's roughly equivalent to about a cup and a half
Okay.
or so of pickups, and they'll last, several different trips.
Sweet. So roughly, how many flavors do you have?
I think we have about 13 that are listed on our Facebook page, something like that.
Okay.
But, I do get a lot of people say, hey, you have this, you have that. And if I have it, I'll make it for them. So,
Right.
There's quite a few different ones that aren't on that list that we can make. And then, with the chili meat coming up, I'll buy a bunch of different flavors, and stock up on some old flavors that I keep. So we have those ready and available.
Coming pretty close to the end of the show here. Anything in the future that Big Hawg Baits is going to be doing here soon, or is it a surprise, or keep it down low? Or?
No, we talked about doing the like the corn for the hair rigs, the hard boiled hard corn.
Yeah.
We also talked about doing the sweet corn flavored, kind of like the pesky beer corn that you used to be able to buy through Westside Big Tackle.
Oh yeah.
Talked about doing something like that also. It's just finding the right packaging. When you find something that would work 99.9% of the time, guess what? They're out of stock.
Yeah.
So we can't, and we have to buy so many, it's, you got to buy, say, 100 of them. Well, I don't really want one to see if it works. But, and if it doesn't, and you got 99 different, or 99 packages still sitting here, you have no idea what you're going to do with.
Right. So, well, man, you got any more questions or anything you want to add to the show or something?
No, I just, I really want to, say thanks to all the lake owners out there.
Yeah.
Do what they can do for us, and make sure that we have a good time. All the different flavor companies out there that provide us with great stuff.
Yeah, they're good.
bottom feeder baits, the carp cocaine is just insane. I caught a lot of fish, haymaking, and in the wild with it.
When you see me, I'll throw you a couple bags for free, bud. Appreciate that.
Hey.
Appreciate the shout out.
Yeah. And it's just being in the carp community and meeting new friends and, establishing different relationships. It's been fun for the past, I got back to town in 2014. It's been a learning experience, and it's been great. So I've enjoyed, being out with everybody,
Awesome.
competing with, a lot of people and stuff like that. So, thanks to everybody for that. It's been awesome.
I always appreciate you. You're a great teammate. You're one of our chairmans on Team Fish Fighters. We got about 6 chairmen. We always get together and we talk about like upcoming events or what ideas. Like you say, you guys give me a lot of good ideas. What to do, what's next in line, and try to make, especially here in Indiana. I feel like here in Indiana, we try to give everybody a big show, especially with this whole here's your carp for chili meat getting ready to come up again. I'm excited. You got carp anglers out there. The chili meat is going to be February 19th. Over there by the I'll have an address up here. It's off of Tibbs Street. Tibbs. Yeah. It's at Union Hall. We had it there. This is our third year actually being over there. Lots of room. We'll probably have about good 15 to 17 vendors there. Of course, Big Hawg Baits is going to be there, and a couple other great people. Bottom feeder baits. Of course, Team Fish Fighters. We're running the whole shindig, and also we'll auction off a lot of stuff. Chili, free chili for everybody. I got a lot of people bringing chili to this meet. That's why we call it the carp chili meet. And it's just basically the cool thing about the whole carp chili meet is getting everybody together from different parts of the states, and because we get a lot. It's the southern boys coming up here, the northern boys, west, east, Ohio, Illinois, Kentucky, they all come up here just at this right around February time, and all get together and we just talk about carp fishing, and hopefully they buy a lot of stuff from our carp vendors.
We actually have a vendor coming all the way from South Carolina this year.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And the chili, oh my gosh, we got a lot of people bringing some good chili. I mean, I almost kind of like want to give out, it's like a little chili contest too when we do this kind of stuff. But I think we should. If we ever do that again next year, or even if we could do it this year, maybe just get more people. We should have like a little tiny a trophy thing, and whoever puts voted for the best chili.
There you go.
From the audience, and to win this one trophy. We should put like a little thing, hey, who do you think has got the best chili? So, but they have to somehow, if we do it, I'm just saying if we do it, that's all. It could be in the works, I'm not quite sure yet. But if you guys think that, carp anglers out there, if you guys think we should have a chili contest, let us know. Maybe we'll try to get one whooped up real quick. But you gotta say yay or nay, so I don't know. I got like a lot on my plate, and plus my teammates, we got a lot of, trying to get things all together. But Brian and Tommy, they're gonna probably try to keep me off the stage because they don't talk right up there.
No, you get no microphone privilege.
Yeah, I mean, I said, oh, James is drinking again. Can't let him on the microphone.
Yeah, get him off.
But it's all out of respect. I promise you. That's what But hey, Brian, I appreciate you coming on the show. Of course, you're one of our teammates here from Team Fish Fighters. It's an honor to have you on our team, and especially what you do. for the carp community too. You always do great carp care when you go to the Pay Lakes, top notch. And a lot of video, you got a lot of good videos out there that you put onto the YouTube. So
I appreciate it, and I definitely appreciate the vote from everybody to have me on the team. That meant a lot. So you know, it's been an honor on this side also to represent such a great club. You know, basically, and you know, I look forward to several years of doing different stuff, and more videos and whatnot. If anybody listening, you can find Big Hawg Baits on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, Big Hawg is all one word, and then Baits is second. So
I'll put a little word. As a matter of fact, I'll put a little description on the you know, how to get to your channel.
Anybody can also message me directly.
Yep.
So
Great product. You know, great teammate. Hey, Brian Hauser, thank you for being on our show. Appreciate you. And later. Later. All right, Carp Anglers, that's the end of our show. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you haven't got a chance to hit that like button or subscribe to our channel, I appreciate you doing that. Smash it, whatever you got, however you want to say it. But again, thanks again. And hey, Carp Anglers, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching our show. Bye.